This should go there. And maybe, just maybe. Ah, excellent. Good. This is working. Maybe, possibly. This might be working. Facebook is down, so I thought, oh, fine. I'll stream some things. So hello everyone, I'm Iron Phoenix and welcome back to Stationeers, a game that I fall back to every so often when I feel, you know what, I want to stream something but I don't particularly want to mess around with doing much. So I thought, well, let's load up Stationeers and let's look at some of the new stuff and let's build some old stuff and see where we go to, really, in the hour of fun and games before I wander off and play some other games. Yeah, this is a fascinating game. I love it. I really do love it. Right. Okay. So I am in creative, I can die. The creative mode in this basically means you can summon objects. So you can, like, very, very quickly bypass stuff. So you can just build things. That's kind of what I like. Yeah, you do still kind of have to worry about, well, if I had it turned on, food and water and the like. But yeah, okay. So anyway, if you've not seen Stationeers, which if you've hung around my channel for any length of time, you will have probably have seen some Stationeers before. Basically, what happens is you are a human. Well, you might not be a human because you might have got the DLC packs. This is only in early access, I should add. So yeah, this is an early access game brought to you by the same people who are making the game called Icarus. Two different development studios. Well, same development studio but two different teams. One's in New Zealand and the other one's in Australia, I think. Unsure about quite where the other one is, but anyway, doesn't matter. But yeah, so Icarus is what Stationeers was going to be, as I understand it. There's a little bit more to do with sort of like doing away missions and the like, and this doesn't have it. This is a pretty much bog standard survival game, but there's a lot more to it than just, hey, you are just punching trees. It's much more of a systems based game. Let's just grab that, it's kind of like Minecraft in how you build things, but it's kind of not like Minecraft in how you place things. That makes absolutely no sense, and it's fine, I'm tired. Alright, so Stationeers. Yeah, so it's a systems-based game about building things. My arc welder is out of battery because I'm on Vulcan, and the battery you get is a small battery and it's awful. I should have in one of these boxes more small batteries. That's not what I wanted. A communications crate. That's also not what I wanted. There we go. That's a large battery. Stick that in there. There we go. I don't know why they give you a small battery. It really doesn't last very long. So anyway, So this is a game about building building bases in hostile environments. And today what I want to do is build this part, obviously. And we'll get an RTG in here. I'm in creative mode. I can basically... I'm not really into the sort of the survival aspect necessarily of this. I just kind of like to use it to build cool things. This is why I kind of like this creative mode in this. You know, I can, build systems to go out mining and the like, but if I'm just feeling kind of lazy, then I might just do a bit of creative. It's not really creative though, is it? I don't know what you call it. Sandbox might be a better thing. I don't know really. That's the wrong thing. I wanted to put an iron wall in just for now. Just gonna basically just knock together a very quick. I'll just tear that one out and put it back in properly. Let's just have iron walls all the way around. Apart from in there, we'll have an iron window in there, and then the rest will just be iron walls. Okay, like that. And I will quickly just do this one as well. Right. Just quickly nip along here. I will need to get some more iron things. Right, so in that. I'll get some stairs up in a second. And we'll get a so my plan is I want to get this sort of room built, which means I will need to just summon some iron plates, iron sheets even, like so. I want to get it vented. We'll get it. Yeah, we'll build it up. We'll get some power in here. In fact, I will just do that now. So I want an RTG. And I want a battery. Excuse me. Battery kit large, that's the one. And get these the right way around, because I never do. There we go. And that is not straight. Hold on. Yeah, so the construction is like, you know, Minecraft sort of block building type of thing. Yeah, that'll do. Excellent, that's now charging. Good. Right, so we've got power. We've not got a sealed environment, but we've got power. Right, now we've got a sealed environment. Well, apart from that, that's what we're going to be sorting out next. Going to need some doors. We're going to need some active vents. So you have two hands. And you can only carry one thing in one hand and one thing, you know, a stack of things in one hand and a stack of things in the other, or a tool or something along those lines. It just means that it's just a little bit more like a simulator. It's not quite. There's an awful lot going on the screen that isn't really. It's not really necessary to worry about for quite a lot of this. The only thing you really need to keep an eye on is your heat meter, because obviously during the day it's going to get quite hot. This is why we are rapidly building things. The other thing that's going to happen is storms are going to hit. I don't know if I turn storms on. And in fact, that would be an interesting thing to just quickly check to make sure that that is one of the things. Let's just have a quick look to see if it's in here. If not, I'll have to restart. So I do want storms on. It's actually a really cool idea where you have like constant storms. I'm going to check this and just leave. Just save. VAV save. Exit. Let's have a quick look. Actually, custom world. So obviously Vulcan. I'm going difficulty. Preview atmosphere. Oh, good. Yep. Has weather events is standard. I was just wondering if I could rack up the intensity. Now, if anybody is interested in it, I did see that there is a just load that save back up again. There is a workshop mod which just has like constant storms, which I might want to try at some point. In creative mode, but like I'd say it's a very loose creative mode. It's very optional, this creative mode. Right, so anyway, so I've got an RTG and I've got a battery. It's very dark in here and the temperature is going to start rising, so I need to start thinking about getting lockers in, getting these things inside. That can stay outside. That's an oxygen tank. I found out a few times what happens if that gets too hot. It will explode. Well, explode isn't the term that I would use. Detonate is more the term I would use. And if that happens, goodbye most of your base. It's a bit of a challenge. This because I don't know how I'm going to keep it cool. That's sort of a concern that I have. Oh, and glass. I do need to get glass. So generally at the moment, I'm just, if I go in and I'm leaving something inside, I will just normally just throw it on the floor, because you can do that in this game. This isn't quite like Minecraft where it will disappear after some time. Yeah, but unfortunately it is also getting very hot out here, so I don't want to be out here for too much longer. In fact, what I can do is empty these ones, put these into here. I'll grab that, and we'll just take this entire chest and haul it into here. Stick that in there. It's heating up rapidly in here, and obviously you don't want it to. Right, there we go. Base is secure. It's only 461 degrees Celsius in here, but this gives us some avenues to attempt to do something about this. I don't really know exactly what I'm going to do about this, but we'll work this one out. Right, so first of all, we need to vacate the air. Well, it's not air, it's unsure what it is. It's hot, that's for certain, but so I should say, right, okay, I've been very, very fractured about explaining any of this. I am very, very much aware. Right, well, it's daytime, I can explain these things. Right, so, Stationeers is a game about building a base on a planet, and you can travel to other planets as long as you have the rocket to do so, and the setup to do so. But for the most part, your survival will take place on a planet. In the more, say, advanced modes, you do need to worry about food and water. I've turned these off. I normally do this in a lot of survival-based early access games because the balancing won't been done yet, and so the balancing will just be off until the game is released. I think the only one I might have done that for is possibly Subnautica, though I think my first playthroughs were actually done with that actually off. Right. The game uses a block-based system for construction, whereby you place down blocks in a world. You then might weld them up, but you will notice that you can place items anywhere in a sort of a grid on each block. So construction is a little bit more varied than things like, say, Space Engineers or Minecraft, where every item fills up the block space. This doesn't quite happen this. Walls, floors do. Well, no, floors do, unless they're not welded up, in which case they don't. Walls don't. They only fill an edge, but you can still place things on walls, and you can also place things on floors, pretty much wherever you like, within a sort of a much more a smaller grid, essentially. Pipes, cables, they can run through blocks. You might need to unweld the block first and then run the cable or pipeline, but that can happen. We will probably be doing we won't be doing much of that actually here, but anyway. Planets are filled with gases, so for the moment that is my atmosphere. Pressure is good. Problem is, if I lift my helmet now, I will die. Not just because the temperature is 457 degrees Celsius and rising slowly. Oh, falling. It's falling slowly. But because there is way too much hydrogen, CO2, and pollutants in the air. That's what the X is. It's pollutants. Pollutants are just sort of mixture of gases, but they can be useful for air conditioning systems. Right, so we need to vent the atmosphere of this room. We need to bring this down to vacuum. That's my next port of call, I think. Actually, no, my next port of call is to make sure that everything is in a locker, because this is a little bit, it's all over the place. So let's just quickly put together a locker so that I can put my things away. Yes, let's put it that way around so I can't actually access it. Now let's pick it up again. Flip it around, drop it in. There we go. Right. Put my spare ones in there. So all this stuff that I've just got lying around on the floor can haphazardly go into my locker. The reason why I'm taking it out of here is because I need to get some space back. For the most part, when I'm going to be going out, I'm going to be going outside at night because it's cooler, and then the airlock has less to do. Which that is also one of the next. That is also a thing that I need to start setting up. So I will do that now. So yeah, we'll go in there. Snap that. Yeah. Now, I don't particularly like using this particular type of cable because it will burn out if I put too much load through it. However, just to begin with, this should be fine. I do now have a slight problem. Hold on, I need a canister in a hurry. An empty canister, please. Thank you. My waste tank is about to kill me. So, just on that note, right, this is the other side of... So everything in this game is simulated reasonably accurately. Pressure can become a problem, because even though I may not have a certain amount of gas in a canister, the hotter the canister, the more the gas inside the canister expands. If the canister gets too hot, bad things happen. Overpressurization is the thing that kills me the most in this game. There's no PvE in this game. This is not PvE. It's player versus yourself, maybe? Because most of the time you'll be killing yourself through hilarious ways of dying. Like, let me see. I didn't die that time, but it was due to a pressure accident where I'd accidentally pressurized the smeltery room with hydrogen, at which point a pipe burst, which caused a spark, which basically caused the room to catch fire. And I was running down a corridor with a fireball chasing me, frantically closing doors. So that was quite fun. I've had one where I got literally blown out of the airlock because a tank that I was using to store oxygen overpressurized. So it blew me. It literally blew me out of the airlock onto the moon's surface. My spacesuit was shredded. I couldn't get to duct tape in time, and I died. There was that time when I was filling up oxygen bottles, and I just threw a load of oxide into the room. And I was filling up these bottles and sticking them onto the thing, pressurizing them, getting them off, and I noticed that some of them were getting a little bit too high in the amount of pressure that was in there. And at the point where I realised that this bottle that I was holding was rapidly running out of health, it's at that point when the wall that I was standing next to exploded and just ripped. I was just gone. Bits of suit were just sort of scattered around in a actually quite a wide area. I was finding tools and the like, really quite scattered quite some way away from the ruins of my overpressurized base. So yeah, that was the thing. So all these little squares represent air movements, not necessarily gases, but this can be any kind of transfer. It's useful for finding leaks in your base, but in this case the base is cooling down. It's cold outside and it was hot inside, so all the hot air is now leaving out of here. And if you're thinking, isn't that a great way of making power? Because you can put a turbine between the hot air leaving and the... you can basically do a like heat exchanger type thing. The answer is yes. You can do exactly that. Right, it's night, so let's see if we can get the rest of this set up. So I need a passive vent on the other side, so I don't want to power it. So I do just need a passive vent, and I do need one of these. Let's put it over here. I don't know how long this has been going on, but yeah, I'm just doing a short stream, as I call them. Okay, so now what I can do is I can do these. Alright. So what I need from here is this one. Right. So we turn this on. We set inwards. Right, so what we are doing is we are currently just pulling all of the gases out of the room, and we're just ejecting it into space. This will mean that we can then, in fact, actually that door should be open, because obviously we want to flush anything that's considered to be an inside out of the airlock. We can then fill this up using, I'll just spawn in some oxides, and then the heat will cook the oxide, and then that will turn it into technically a breathable atmosphere. However, the oxygen, the temperature being what it is, it's it's still rather warm in here. So that is actually you don't have to worry about getting, like, when you're then filling up the room again with sort of pressurizing the room again. You don't have to worry about creating specific oxygen mixes. Pure oxygen is fine. Actually, all the oxide, I can pull in that oxygen tank from outside, and that we should be able to keep that pressure reasonably low. Then there would be other ways of doing it. We can use like certain regulators to fill a room up only so much as we want it to be filled, using sort of pressure regulators basically. But for the moment, we're almost actually brought down to a vacuum, which is good. It's exactly what we want. In fact, that is exactly what we want, because there's no air in here. There's also no temperature. Okay, yeah, that is exactly perfect. The air carries the temperature. Right, so that is perfect. So we can now, if I do that without pressurizing, that's going to be like a sledgehammer. I can just spawn an oxygen tank in, I think. Yep, just one of these. I mean, my plan for this in the future, this sort of base, I need to get back. I want to get back into streaming again. I know I have this problem whereby, consistency is key and all that sort of thing. Whenever you're trying to do whatever, consistency is key. Just constantly doing sort of similar things over and over again, and I'm atrocious at it. I do want to get back into streaming, as I said. The thing that actually, basically, I've got the. I wasn't even ill after it. I just kind of thought, well, I've had, I got my second jab for vaccine, and I was feeling a little bit meh. I wasn't bad at all, but I was just kind of feeling a little bit meh, and so I kind of dropped out of sort of streaming regularly. And so after Starbase sort of ran out of streamable content for me. That was the thing with Starbase, until probably Capital Ships come along. I probably won't be streaming any more of that. I can't remember what these things are called. It's that. It's kit regulator. So I think what I can do is I need a passive event. So we're going to close that, turn that off, and then set this to 40's a fairly good range to use. But yeah, because the my normal routine for after work isn't. Ooh, is this working? It is indeed working. It's coming out at a nice warm 19 degrees, which is good. A little bit cooler than I would normally want it, but no, this is fine. So this will basically be a little bit of a safe room. So yeah, I would quite like to start doing these sort of the stationeer streams again. We'll kind of play it by ear though. What's the thing that I'm looking for? It's a floor. It's a grate. No. What's it called? Composite floor grating. That's the one. Just get some flooring down. So yeah, we'll kind of play it by ear, and hopefully I'll be able to stream some more. Mondays are usually quite good. It's usually quite a good day for me to. Well, actually, it's not. Actually, my life is getting complicated again. Well, the streams will be when they are, basically, and I will. Yeah, I've got some video ideas that, again, I've just kind of got to get on with them and actually make them. But my problem is that interesting things keep happening. Every time I want to make a video about something, something else happens to that thing, and it's just like it's a never-ending cycle. So after Brexit happened, I was going to do a video on the referendum. That was 5 years ago or something now. But it just kept on getting worse and worse and more bizarre and more things, and it's just like that. There are channels out there, YouTube channels, which I watch them, who cover pretty much everything the UK government has got wrong since the Brexit referendum. And the guy, whose name I forget at the moment, every day he's had a video. Pretty much every day he's had at least one video, if not 3. That's how weird the UK is getting right now. This guy is able to get about 3 videos out a day on different things the UK government is doing apocalyptically wrong. So yeah, I keep on meaning to make sort of a rundown video on along the lines of was it worth it type of thing, which I think done well, I think could be quite entertaining. Just because it's bizarre. Right, okay, so I think I've got the basics down now. For the moment, I actually may call it here. Because I want to kind of go away and do some other bits and pieces, and maybe later on in the week, or maybe next. I was going to say next Monday, but again, I don't know if I will be able to next Monday. Maybe later on in the week, we might return to stationeers, and I might return with an actual plan of quite what I want to do with this. I'm thinking Space Hotel. Because I keep on trying to make a space hotel, but But I'm also thinking that maybe I might edit the file and sort of see if I can increase the intensity of the storms and frequency of the storms. Simply because something a little bit more sort of disaster hotel might be kind of more interesting to do. This idea that because I mean, when the storms do arrive, they're going to pummel this base and they're going to hopefully tear it up a bit, and so I'll get damaged sectors, and I can think, okay, so how do I solve this problem? How do I stop this problem from happening again? I think that could be quite interesting. But what I will probably do is go away and build up a little bit more and see if I can fiddle around with storm intensity and the like, and create something that could be kind of entertaining to both play and to watch. That might be an interesting thing to try. So anyway, I'm going to vacate here for now. So farewell for now. Thank you very much for watching. If you watched live, average watch time. Yes, that was certainly a thing. But yes, obviously, there's a possibility you might watch this afterwards. Might do this as a video. Might do this as a series. Not necessarily a series. I'm very, very bad at doing series, but maybe as a video. That could be interesting. Anyway, I'm going to say farewell for now. So with that, I will say thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time.